So now next topic today we have, and it is important for people who are transitioning into this or even the experienced people, right? They want to understand the importance of the certifications, what certifications are available, how they can take a step-by-step approach to go for certification, how they can prepare, and all those things, right? So today's topic is specific about that. And if I move to this thing, I would like to start with this LinkedIn post. And I don't know how many of you have seen this LinkedIn post, right? And I have posted, I think, almost an year back. And you guys can see what I have written in this, right? And that kind of summarized today's crux, right? When people say, oh, I want to move in Dynamics 365, I need to do the certification and then I will get the job. In my opinion, okay, and I say that's specifically that it's my perspective. You might have a different perspective, people might have a different perspective, right? Certifications are important, okay, to get your profile shortlisted possibly. But certifications are not guarantee of getting the job or even cracking the interview when you are applying for the job. That is for sure in my experience I have seen. If I will interview any candidate today, before that candidate arrives to me, right, for the interview, there might be a screening process where a recruiter might have a screen based on the whether that person has a finance certification or not or something or those. But that's just it. After that, once you are into the interview call, right, or interview session with the interviewer, all what matters is your knowledge and the skill set. Okay. So in my opinion, certifications are important, but don't take them as the only thing which will help you in thriving in this specific profile. What will thrive you in this specific profile, whether you are a finance consultant, technical consultant, supply chain, human resource, business central, whatever ERP of Microsoft Dynamics you are working, what will thrive you is your experience, skill by doing lot of practice and by doing lot of real life projects and the examples. That's what matters in the long run for you to thrive in this career rather than only having the certification, right? And that's what it picture is showing. The person on the one side has lot of gears and everything, which means let's say there is a person who has 20 certifications, everything listed there, and trying to aim for the job or something. But then there is a one person who has got a very good skill set, good experience in this domain or this profile for which you are applying, and that person has higher chance of cracking the interview and getting that job done, right? Rather than having the multiple certifications. So that is one overview about what the certifications importance is. So just to recap, it is important for your profile to get shortlisted, but it is not only the thing which will get you the job. The only thing which will get you the job is your experience, skills, and that you will get by practicing more and more, getting your hands dirty in the system, on the real problems, on the real issues. Okay, so that's first thing I wanted to share about this. Now I'm taking one example here because most of our audience today and who are engaging with me are from the finance and operation or finance and supply chain or F&O, whichever terminology you use, they are planning to migrate in this. But it is true for any other ERP also, like a Power Platform if you want to go, or Business Central you want to go, right? It is true for that. They also have its own set of certifications. So if I categorize by for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations certification, the first fundamental is the brick is your one certification, which is MB920. If you are completely new, right, you should go ahead and do this certification, because this certification is not about finance, not about supply chain, not about technical, not about functional or anything. This is about introduction of the ERP, that what is ERP, what fundamentals are there, which modules are there, what is the meaning of each module and everything. So it clears your base from there. So if you are planning for certification, your step one should be not to claim like, okay, want a solution architect or something. Just go with this certification, prepare for this. Material is really good of this certification. If you go to official source in Microsoft Learn, you will learn a lot of things about the ERP system. So first is this. Now let's say once that is done, now you have to divide this into two parts. Either you are a functional consultant or a technical consultant. What is functional? What is technical? I think I have explained this in the previous sessions, but anyone who is doing the development in a project with a coding and everything is your technical. Apart from that, anyone who is doing the configuration, business requirement with the customer and all the front end work is your functional consultant, right? Now, as part of functional consultant, I have listed four main certifications which are there. One, you are a finance consultant, then the certification code is MB310. Then in the supply chain, you have two. Okay, one is the basic supply chain, which is MB330. And then there is a recently, I think it has been a year almost, Microsoft introduced the expert supply chain, which is MB335. So let's say if you are into supply chain, your first step is MB920, then go for MB330, not for 335 directly. Okay, so that should be your approach. And then if you are in the supply chain area, we sometimes very generally say, oh, I am a supply chain, I do manufacturing, advanced warehouse, everything in the supply chain. No, you need to decide your learning path very clearly. There is a basic supply chain, advanced supply chain, you can say the advanced warehousing and all those transportation and other things are involved. And for the manufacturing process, the productions, planning and all those things, there is a specific area and people are expert in that. They develop their knowledge in that specific area. So for that, you need to go for a MB321. If you are working in a retail, commerce as a functional consultant, then the certificate for that is MB340. Now, on the other hand, for the technical, you do the MB920, then grow the ladder with the MB500, which is for a developer perspective, how your customization works and all those things are in this specific certification, right? Earlier, there used to be a one certificate called MB300 that has been deprecated now. That's no longer available as of now as part of this certifications list. Now, once you are done with MB920, functional, technical, whichever certification, the next ladder for you is, and only if you are at your career stage, let's say you are a 3-4 years experience and you say, oh, I want to do the MB700, which is a solution architect certification. I don't think so that really helps you because you are not in that role right now. So if you are 7-8 years plus experience in Dynamics 365 and you have the below certifications covered, then you can go for a MB700, which is from the solution architecture perspective, the overall like how your project or any customer project which you are doing, how the solution is designed. And in that it covers everything like how do you design your integration, how do you design your data migration, how your maybe the other component like let's say the analytics reporting will work, how do you conduct the workshops, right? All those things will be covered in the MB700. So then if you covered your functional consultant specific area, specialization like 310 or 330 or 335, and you are at a stage of 7+, 8+ years experience, go for a MB700, right? So that is kind of a career path in your certification journey. So start with 920, choose your one of the special area, and then 700 if you reach to that experience. Now, a lot of people ask question about how to become a certified trainer and all. So if you are looking for a MCT route, like where you can do the corporate trainings and you can become a certified trainer. Now, for one of the requirement for becoming certified trainer is to have the expertise in one of the area. So you can be MB 310. Earlier 300 was one of the prerequisites for that. But with the 310 or any of these certifications, with 1 year instruction certificate, some certification is required from any provider who can authorize that you have a 1 year of teaching experience or instruction as an instructor experience. 1 year of that certificate, right? Plus any of these key skill set mentioned in the purple, right? Or even the MB 700 combined together, you are eligible for applying Microsoft Certified Trainer as well. Okay. So hope this gives you a better understanding about this whole ecosystem and what you need to plan. Start with fundamentals, identify your core area. If you reach to the experience, go to 700. Okay, that's the way you should go. You should approach this. Now you will ask, okay, I want to do 300, 310, 330 or all these certifications. How do I do? What are the resources available for doing this? So now these are the resources which are available, and I'm going to share my screen just to open these links and show you what these resources are. And I will be sharing this PowerPoint with you all, so you will have the access to all these things. For everything, the first step for you should be the Microsoft official Learn page. So Microsoft Learn, MS Learn, right, should be your first step to look for any information you want for a training, for certification, for learning anything. Okay. And they also have a very good LinkedIn page available. If you follow, they announce a lot of new trainings, free trainings also as part of the Microsoft curriculum. Okay. So if you go to this thing, here you can browse all the trainings. And also here you have different options available, like if you are looking for any specific profile like a functional consultant, developer, it can provide you the filtered, curated information for that specific area. But let's say I want to browse the trainings, right? Then on the left hand side, I can filter which area, which product I'm looking for. I'm looking for Dynamics 365. In that, I can select which specific product I am Dynamics 365 I'm looking for. Let's say if I'm looking for finance, I can get all my, and also I can filter by the role, which role I am aspiring, right? As a functional consultant or architect. So if I remove this, I just have the functional consultant related, the learning things here. So I can always learn anything of this specific course by navigating here, and all these information or the content is free of cost available for you. You can just click on that, you can start learning. Everything is available. Even you have the labs available free of cost by the Microsoft on these learning page for you to perform your practice. You don't need any paid environment and all those things. Everything is available on these training forms. Right? So that's a source number one to know for preparing any finance, supply chain or anything. How do you browse your training content? Okay, what content you need to study and where is that content? So that is one part of it. The second is this specific URL I found very important. It is kind of a summary page which Microsoft has given, that what are the different trainings available for different types of stakeholders. So if you want to know, let's say as a partner, what are the trainings required for your people, for your users, right? And what are the different credentials or the certificates available? You can just see for functional consultant by the product in Business Central, Customer Insight, Finance, Sales, Supply Chain, Solution Architect, which certification is important for you, right? All that is explained in this, and you can choose, because I'm sure when you are applying for certification, you know what you need to do, right? So if I have to do, let's say, Solution Architect, so I can click on this. It takes me to the page where the certification is. It tells me that what it is going to cover, And then it also tells me that there is a specific learning path for this. The content and topics are there, and everything is available. If you want to schedule an exam, you can schedule an exam by clicking here, and then you can make a payment and all those things, and then you can do this thing, right? So all these informations are available as part of this. So this is the second important link I have shared for you, that once you decide on certification, how do you book your test, where you navigate and do this thing. Now another question you might ask, okay, I have read all the content. I want to first practice because I am paying some amount. How do I practice for my test? Microsoft even have given you the practice assessment before the exam, free of cost, you can take. Okay, so you have all the practice assessment available by the different course. So if whichever course you want to take, you can click on this, and these assessments are available. Some questions are there. Before getting into your final exam, you can go ahead and read this assessment or perform this assessment to practice and prepare for your exam. Okay, so that is again important thing. And then the last one is entire process. How to book certificate, how to share in the LinkedIn, how to download, what to do, right? All this certification process is available in this fourth link, where everything is mentioned. How do you register? How do you share your success? How do you renew? Everything is available on this page. So with that, I would summarize that I have put all those links here. Go through it. It explains, identify what you want to do from this thing, which I just now explained. Once you know, go through these links to identify your certificate, practice, learn, and then book your exam and pass it, and then share the link with LinkedIn or wherever you want to share. Okay. The key takeaway from this: certifications are important to get you shortlisted for the entry, but not a guarantee to get the job. Make it very clear in your head. Okay, I have seen a lot of people asking, oh, I'm preparing for this, I'm transitioning, I will get the job for sure. No, if you don't have that skill set, that practice, it will be very difficult for you, right? Just based on this thing. Start with 920. Do not look for shortcut to pass the exam. I have seen people messaging me, do you have a dump for this exam? Can I pass this by cheating and getting the questions in advance, right? So you ask all these questions to the people. I mean, and what benefit you will get it, right? So don't look for the shortcut. Create your own journey in a long term. And example is MB 920, then go for 310 and then 700. So create your own journey in a long run, not in a short term that I want to do all the certificates and all these things. Okay. So that is my key takeaway from this certification thing. And with this, I have a good music to hear, but maybe if you can mute. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Now maybe I will take 5 minutes on this topic before I start answering our open forum or pre-submitted questions here. Go ahead, I think whosoever has raised the hand first.
I just want to add one important thing, Saurabh. So now the certification exams are open book. You can access Microsoft Learn website while you are giving the answers on the Microsoft certifications. You can access the Learn website and give your answers as well.
Yeah, then that's what. So Microsoft is trying to tell you that guys, skills matter, not like just passing the exam. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay. Go ahead. I think we can take 4 or 5 questions before I go to the next thing. And today I am also again thinking we will run over time. So please stay in the call if you want to know what questions people have asked, and I try to help them with that thing. So go ahead. I think, who is this? Chipenga, right? I'm really sorry for pronouncing wrong.
It's all right. Thank you, Sarah, for a very wonderful session, and thank you, Venkat, for the earlier session on data management. Yeah, so concerning the picture you shared about experience and certification, yeah, I love that so much, and I fully agree with that. So my question now is, for someone newly transitioning from another area to dynamics, for instance, finance, supply chain, or whatever. Now, so what's your advice about, okay, you mentioned practice, you mentioned experience, and experience coming from live projects. So from your experience, what do you advise somebody just coming in? Okay, you've been practicing. Is that practice on labs? Are they enough for somebody to attempt, to crack an interview? Or if not, then what is your advice about getting experience on live projects for somebody newly transitioning? Thank you.
Okay. A very good question, and that was one of the topic today in the open Q&A.